You're damn right, Knuckles. I'm gonna be real, I completely forgot that the soundtrack version to this song has more lyrics, and it's just Punted Pete talking to himself as if he's both Sonic and Knuckles. Truly a lyrical genius. Hello, and welcome to the show, everyone. I'm your host, Bad Fudge Guy, and today we are returning to Wind Waker, where sailing will make me God. I was hoping to get a Time Trial Tuesday session on what's it called, Neon White yesterday, but I lost track of time, and by the time I was free to stream, it was a bit too late to actually start a stream. So we're just I'll probably get back onto that next week. But for now, we are moving on to Wind Waker today, and on Friday, I'm thinking of running a squad stream with my friend Yusei Kayaba, because we are thinking of doing an open lobby for Guilty Gear Strive, because, well, 2.0's coming out, the really big patch that's gonna really shake up the foundations of that game, and it's probably a good time to finally actually make use of my namesake here, fucking Bad Fudge Guy. But come on, what are we doing here? How have I not played Guilty Gear on stream after so long? Alright then, well, anyway, that's enough messing about. Let's just start the video game. Minty Latte is here for video game. That's crazy. Alright then. We are back in the saddle as our good old boy, Dunk. So, in the last part of Wind Waker, we did 2 dungeons. We completed Dragon Roost Island, sailed all the way south to the Forest Haven, did the dungeon there, saw the Great Deku Tree, saw the bestest boy Makar, and then we went to the Great Fish Isle, and it got blued up. So then we had an endless Tsukiyomi nightmare, and had to head up north to Windfall Island to steal some bombs from the pirates, and then sail all the way back down south, back to Outset Island, to heal my grandma, and also see a giant fish. And the giant fish has given me the final pearl to give me access to something. We now have 3 points to go to, which are the Triangle Islands, which we have already marked on the map just as we were traveling. So it's time. It is time for the part of the game where you fucking sail. Wind Waker is a game with plenty of sailing, but this is the game that says, no, fuck you, seriously, you are going to be sailing. Prepare yourself. How am I doing for, I could do with a refresh on bait. Hey Beetle, how's it going? Pirates sold me bombs for cheap. By the way, Mr. Customer, are you acquainted with that adorable little pirate girl? Oh, you have a bashful look on your face, Mr. Customer. You can't hide it from me. You just have to browse if you want. Wait, please. So funny watching this right after playing Skyward Sword. The Beetle voice clips have not changed. It took until Breath of the Wild for there to be different voice clips for Beetle. It's great. Yep. And that is probably like the biggest crime that game actually commits. Which is that he doesn't go, "Oh, and thank you!" He just does lines. But you can clearly tell it's the same guy. Meanwhile, I've been playing a bunch of Pokopia recently, which is not a game I was expecting to get into, but that's a game that does a lot specifically to handle my misgivings about the whole mining and crafting and building and farming simulator, like, multi-genre. Because, like, I've gone on record plenty of times not caring for those games in the slightest. And I've tried. I've tried getting into a few of them, namely Animal Crossing. And Pokopia does a lot, and I think, to be fair, a lot of it is absolutely carried by the fact that it's, well, Pokemon, and I've always been way more interested in the Pokemon games that let me play as a Pokemon than any other kind of Pokemon game. I'm not that interested in playing as a trainer, but I'm way more interested in a game that lets me play as the Pokemon. I really wish the Pokepark on the Wii was, like, good, because that game seemed like exactly what I wanted out of a Pokemon game. Like a little adventure game where you play as Pikachu, but I need it to... oh, I pressed the wrong button! Might as well grab all these. See the point where it faded away, so if I just sail towards it, and there we go. Beetle is perfect. He should remain unchanged and unhinged. Absolutely. I do think that he needs to be, he is still pretty unhinged in Breath of the Wild. He's got a lot of funny lines, as you talk to him. But, yeah, he doesn't quite have the unhinged energy. Yo, $10! Really need to get back to Pokopia. I love the writing in the world. It's just very overwhelming by nature. Yep, that's about where I'm at. But it's, because, like, I've had a pretty low-key, there's not much on my plate at the moment. It's been quite nice to kick back and play a game like Pokopia and be at a point with it where I'm being introduced to, like, new characters and new mechanics every, like, 10 minutes. Whereas if I was playing something like Animal Crossing, I'd kind of, like, I'd be getting to points where I'd be having to wait multiple days to get, like, real progress. Right, I'm not gonna stick around here looking for like 20, 30 bucks. I'm just gonna keep going. Because we've got a Triangle Island to get to. Yeah, being an adult with a full-time job absolutely does get in the way of playing a game with that much of a time commitment. But that is a big part of the reason why it's kind of nice that, like, because I feel like I'm constantly making progress in a game like Pokopia, it means that, like, even spending a couple of hours on it feels good. And it also feels good when I get, like, a very big, like, 6-hour session on a weekend. Like, normally those kinds of games, only one of those feels good, and in Pokopia, both of them feel pretty good. And I think that's kind of where I end up at. It also really helps to, like, there's level design in Pokopia. There's a lot of, like, there's a surprising amount of secrets that they hide in a world that is fundamentally designed like Minecraft. Like, a lot of, like, fully designed secrets that lead you into, like, really cool places. Yeah, the creation element is the stuff that I am interacting with the absolute least. Like, I can't get into stuff like that. I need things to be designed in a way where I can come to appreciate them myself. Whereas if I need to make something myself, I am just going to lose interest and want to do something else. I'm not a creator. Anyway, first Triangle Island, it's blue. Wandering traveler who seeks the guidepost of the goddesses, place the pearl you hold here. It's Nehru's Pearl. So yeah, we're heading down to the Triangle Islands, and we are placing the pearls in their guidepost stands. Annoyingly, every Triangle Island has a whole bunch of enemies around it, and again, as mentioned earlier, if you want to pull out your weapon and your boat, you need to, like, pull down the sail, which is deranged. So I typically just don't interact with enemies in the open sea unless I absolutely have to. Okay, I've been going. Thought I was going a little bit too far off. So that one's a little bit too far east, and the other one's a little bit too far north, which should mean... Oh wait, I see it. Is that a ferry island we haven't run into? If nothing else, like, I can't complain too much about the amount of sailing that we're going to be... I would complain about it anyway, it's actually quite grown on me over the years. But you'll never hear me complain much about the sailing in this game anyway, because anytime you're sailing is the perfect excuse to be listening to more and more of the Great Sea, which is genuinely just, like, one of the best songs in video games. Like, it's got a very similar structure, and, like, follows very similar motifs to the main Zelda theme. But it's played in a way where, like, I can't get tired listening to the Great Sea. I can just listen to this for the entire time and just be, like, real happy. Yo, 7.8 out of 10 game with a dated reference? Love it. Oh, man. I need to play. I haven't played Gen 3 in way too long, actually. It just reminded me. Now that Pokopia is, like, making me, like, once again kind of appreciate Pokemon again, between that and Pokemon ZA, I do kind of want to go back and play some of the what's it called? I do want to go back and play some of the actual mainline Pokemon games again. And it's been ages since I've played Gen 3. Oh, small fry! Gimme. Oh, I went too far north. Well, shit. I thought I was going a little bit too far. Where it is, they hold an auction every night over there on Windfall Island. Every night there, the people gather in the Hall of Wealth to amuse themselves by spending a little money. How the rich! Auctions may be a race to see who can bid the highest, but I'll let you in on a little secret. The key to winning an auction is to be both patient and bold. I'm serious, Fry! From what I hear, they get some great things up on the auction block too. Like heart-shaped stuff, among other things. Maybe that's just a rumor. So if we were playing the HD version of this on the Wii U, this hint right here would be pointing me towards the Swift Sale, because the Swift Sale is part of the auction minigame. Weird that it's not like part of the main progress. You do have to go out of your way to do a side quest to do the to get the quick sale in HD, and that does basically mean that you're not getting the quick sale until you get to this part of the game, which is, you know, quite a lot of sailing to be doing. You should try it out, small fry, you might just like it. Anyway, bye. I will say, Oras, for all of its faults, was pretty good. Emerald proper as fucking Peepo, give me those MIDI trumpets. The fucking MIDI French horns still activate me. I was, again, playing Pokopia. And, like, there's soundtrack CDs that you can get. And the cool thing about the soundtrack CDs that you get, there are classic Pokemon songs, but they have, like, multiple arrangements of each song. So, like, you listen to the title theme, and there's a, like, an arrangement for the like red and blue Game Boy title theme. Then there's an arrangement for Fire Red and Leaf Green, and then there's an arrangement for Let's Go. And there's also a bunch of Ruby and Sapphire songs that get in there that are in their full GBA form, and those fucking French horns just activate me every time. It is genuinely hilarious how aggressive that game's soundscape is with that one instrument. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I needed bombs to get in here, so congratulations. I now have 1,000,000 bombs. I will never run out of bombs. I don't think I'm going to use 99 bombs for the rest of this game. Bear in mind, I have only just, like, literally the last major item I picked up before we ended the last stream were bombs. I don't think I'm going to run out of, like, bombs at all. This game might be really funny. Anyway, so yeah, I sailed a little bit too far, so I'm going to want to go southeast. Da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Oh, I see what... Right, I'm stupid. I understand why there is a gap in the sailing that I was doing. We'll get to it. But French horns are simply too iconic for me to be able to take any slander. Pokemon's a franchise where I can never sustain my attention to beat a game, even though there's so much I love about it in theory. Kind of like what we were saying about Zelda fans liking the vibes, but often not actually getting to the end of the game. Yeah, no, I can absolutely see where that comes from. And like, that's kind of why I haven't played a main series Pokemon game since Gen 7. Gen 7's the last main series Pokemon game I played and beat. I got to the end of Sun and Moon, I enjoyed it, and I never wanted to play it again. And then Sword and Shield came out, and there were too many weird things about it, and I wasn't that interested. And then Scarlet and Violet came out, and it was a technical travesty, to say the least. Yeah, once that was all said and done, we had... now we've got Gen 10 coming out, and that one, like, at least looks polished. So I do want to try Gen 10 once it comes out, especially with how much I've been enjoying the Legends games. Yeah, since Gen 6 they've either been mid as fuck or like absolutely colossal caveats. Yeah, no, like it is a series with like some of the biggest, like, it's good with the biggest asterisk you have ever seen in your life. It's kinda crazy. Only ones I've beaten are X and Y and Sun and Moon. Ooh, man. That's, I'm trying to think. X and Y... To be fair, I can't even say much about X and Y. I genuinely barely remember anything about my playthrough of X and Y. Sun and Moon, a lot of people have turned on. I maintain that Sun and Moon's really good. I really enjoyed my time with Sun and Moon, but I have noted a lot of people have turned on it over the years. I do think, I do agree, like, Chuck and I have talked about this quite a few times before, but I'm quite comfortable with saying that Gen 5 is probably, like, the undisputed peak of Pokemon. Like, the only complaint people could really come up with for Gen 5 is that they, like, Gen 5 started with an entirely new Pokemon roster, and people didn't really like that because they were too attached to the old ones. But, like, as a game, and also with those new mons, like, God, Gen 5's so good. Gen 5's black and white, yeah. The thing that I've actually gotten, like, really interested in with Pokemon is, Generations 1 to 4 are based off of, very loosely based off of, like, individual regions in Japan. And again, I say very loosely because they were Game Boy visuals and DS visuals. There really wasn't much they could do to represent them with them. But since Black and White, they've started doing a lot to represent different cultures with different regions. Because Gen 5 is based off of New York State, specifically, in New York. Which is why there's a whole set piece where you go through a massive bridge into a big city. And then you like Gen 6, Kalos is hilariously French. Gen 7's Hawaii. Then Gen 8 is British. Right down to like you can find where Liverpool is, and that's where the that's where the football hooligan team is. And I just think that's beautiful. And then Gen 9 is based off of Spain. And I'm still pretty curious as to where Gen 10's based, because there's a lot of places it can be. Oh shit. I would like to stay away from the tornado, please. My thoughts on Sun and Moon are mixed. I still think that the pacing is horrible, but I really like the characters in region, actually. And Lucimin is one of the best villains until Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon ruined her by going, she's popular, so she has to be nice now. We can't have the popular character be like an abusive parent, because that's no good. I honestly got Manchester vibes. To be fair, like, I'm being very vague. I could be like not too specific. I just remember the location like lining up perfectly. Manchester probably is more of the intent, considering that's, like, the northern capital. Current frontrunner for Gen 10? Yeah, no, Philippines absolutely seems about right. I still kind of like my idea of it being based off of the Windward Isles in the Caribbean, but that might be a little bit too on the nose. I also like... I think my first immediate vibe was Australia, but I genuinely think that's because of the hats. Anyway. Link's dead now. Remember when I said the sailing will make me God? What I meant is that it's going to send me to heaven. Whoa, hey, look. The islands that are in a triangle also line up in a way where they also do a Triforce triangle with the other islands that we've had the dungeon in. And in the middle of them is God. I did warn you guys that the Forsaken Fortress was not the last time the Link was going to splat his face against the wall. This game's so good. This tower, which the pearls of the gods have caused to appear, is a place that the gods of the ancient world prepared, so that they might test the courage of men. Only one who is able to overcome the trials that await here will be acknowledged by the gods to be a true hero. Only then will that hero be permitted to wield the power to destroy the great evil. Dunk? That which you must obtain now lies before you. You must believe in your own courage, which has led you to triumph over the many hardships you have faced, and you must triumph once again. You must rise above the trial of the gods. But once again, like flashing back to when I was about 8 years old, playing this game for the first time, I remember being very intimidated by this game being like, hey, you're climbing this tower to fight God. Because this is like the first time I played a game that introduced that concept to me, which is really funny considering, you know, the state of Japanese games at the time, and still now, to be fair. Sure, I go this way first. I also think Eastern Europe could have some fun ideas for a region. Think about it, if we got like Romania or somewhere, have rival wolf and bat themed villain teams. Ooh, that does sound rad. It also helps that like I mean, an Eastern European theme. Trying to think of oh god, no, I think I was actually thinking of stuff like the what's it called? Never mind, I'm losing track. I am losing track of stuff. But no, I do think it's very cool that Pokemon games are, like, going, like, really diverse with their region choices. And I really want to see more. Because, like, I just think it's really cool to see the Pokemon world in that kind of flavor. Oh no! Yellow Choo-Choos. They're electric. I forgot how long it takes for bombs to go off. Turn my volume up a little bit too high. Yo, a path of light to the gods. There we go. Puzzle has indeed been puzzled. I think this is another area where, like, the lighting change to the HD version kind of, like, messes with the vibe quite a lot. Because the lighting here is, like, really, like... Oh god. Did not mean to do that. I forgot, but buttons are separated in this, as opposed to the N64 games, where it's context sensitive depending on if you're running or not. Whoops. But yeah, like, the lighting in the lower areas here is, like, very, like, dull, but warm, and that doesn't come through in the HD version at all because of the way it messes with the shadows. Well, I made that path, but can I go down here for something? Yes, I can. I do find it pretty cool that they were able to get a dungeon in which you actually do use the boat. I'm now trying to imagine a Zelda game where you have a dungeon that utilizes your horse. Actually. Yum, delicious. Off I go. Welcome to Zelda games, we push blocks. Wow. That bomb was nowhere near you, dude. They're, very susceptible to shockwaves, I guess. Okay, we got a chest over there. Two little things over here. Is there anything actually over there? Is it just another jar with money? I think it's just jar with money. So the important one... No! Link, please. Thank you. I love pushing blocks almost as much as I love cutting grass and How did I... Whatever. Grash. What the fuck kind of accent happened there? That was really weird. Anyway, I now have a dungeon map that I won't open because, like, I just know where I'm going. It's fine. Is there anything... Oh, no! Is there anything in here? No, it's just another jar. Oh, God. Oh, God. I gotta go. Bro's turning into Sean Connery. Ah, yes, it's me, James Bond. I'm going to cut some grass. Welcome, everybody, to The Legend of Dunk. I'm going to cut the grass, and I'm going to sail the 7 seas. Oh, come on! I'm getting really bad timing on the cycles here. I'd be absolutely fucking livid if I was a speedrunner right now. Oh no, I'm drowning. One day I should learn the funny super swim glitch. Today is not a bad day. This stream is not even remotely close to that day. But one day I would like to, like, try it and learn it. So here we've got a bunch of blocks that are almost in a line. And if I push this one to the right spot, whoa! I've got a path to get over here to some unlit torches. That's what I love in Zelda games. It's lighting torches. Who the fuck left these torches unlit? That's not very cash money of you, Miyamoto. There we go. Now we can jump across with the lit torch without actually dipping it in the water. Off it goes. Yo! Key! Well, if it isn't the motherfuckers. Bye. And now let's get back to the other side of the room. It's a weird one, like, I think the Tower of the Gods has always been, like, a really standout dungeon to me, but the stuff that you do in it is very slow-paced and, like, kind of not my vibe at all. I think this dungeon sticks in my mind entirely through vibe, because of how different the stakes are from the game before you get to this point. It feels like a similar jump to, like, between going from the, what's it called? Oh, hello. Get stunned. It feels like a similar jump between going from the child dungeons in, Ocarina of Time and going into the, what's it called? The Forest Temple for the first time in Ocarina. It's that very similar kind of vibe change, where, like, the stakes are very different, and what you're doing in the dungeons are very different from this point. You know what? Yeah, I can also see where you're coming from regarding the Sky Keep. It's a compass! I can see where you're coming from regarding the Sky Keep. Annoyingly, I don't quite have that affinity for the Skykeep myself, but a lot of that is entirely because, like, I don't think I'm fair to the Skykeep at all. I think a lot of my opinion on the Skykeep is entirely colored by a just really kind of terrible experience I had with my first time beating Skyward Sword, where my final time beating Skyward Sword was with a fucking 14-hour session that I thought was going to be like a 5-hour session, but then Skyward Sword just kept going. It's not really a fair metric for me to judge a dungeon on, but by the time I got to the Skykeep, I was so done. I was so over the Skyward Sword at that time. Yeah, I really wish they'd trimmed some of the fat. Yeah. Again, it's, the HD version really helps. Like, it doesn't trim that specific fat, funnily enough, but it trims so much of the rest of the fat out that it feels like a lot more. Oh god. It feels a lot more tolerable. I wish I could do something to you while I was swimming instead of staring at you very intently. Get got. Do a backflip. It's also just occurred to me that it's interesting. Well, Wind Waker is a Zelda game that is all about the water, but this right here is like the closest this game gets to doing anything with water regarding dungeon design. And again, like, they did try and get a water temple put together for the Wind Waker, but it got cut in favor of the Great Fish Isle segment because they were just running out of time. And then that dungeon got repurposed into the Lakebed Temple in Twilight Princess. And I'm trying to imagine the Lakebed Temple in this part of the story. Oh, right, I completely forgot that I opened a chest by turning on some torches. Thank you, Compass. And there is another item that I can get here, but once again, it's an item at the beginning of the dungeon that I can't get because I don't have the dungeon item. Probably my least favorite element of dungeon design in this game is how there are, like, basically, I think it's like every dungeon. Or at the very least, it's definitely Beast First 3. Where, like, there's a treasure chest that you simply cannot access until you're halfway through the dungeon, at which point you'd never think to come back here because of the way these dungeons are designed in such a linear way. Like, this kind of philosophy wouldn't be so much of a problem in Ocarina or Majora, because it's quite often you are going back to the beginning of the dungeon anyway. Because the beginning of the dungeon usually leads to, like, a central column that you're always dipping in and out. But here, these dungeons are so linear that, like, the only reason I would ever think to go back to that room where I'm missing a chest is because I remembered that I'm missing a chest. Oh. I will simply ignore the BMOS. I will also simply ignore the rats. Oh, okay. But yeah, now that we're past the water section, this is where the lighting of the dungeon turns, like, really warm. So there's, like, There's a lot of shades of yellow here that you just wouldn't be able to see in the, like, shades of yellow and green that you don't see in the HD version. And I think it's a bit of a shame. It's really subtle and really nitpicky stuff, but I do think stuff like that is important to the art direction of this game. Oh, hello. Perish. Ooh. I love how each enemy type gets reimagined in each Zelda game, because, oh shit, it's this enemy here. Yeah, because the, like, the Beamos have, like, such a different design. Like, the Beamos are, like, weird statue things in, the 64 Zelda games, but in these games, they're almost like, it's like magic tech, because they've, I don't know, just the way the way it works. It looks like a little tech thing until it starts shooting a laser at you, and then it's like very clearly magic stuff. I actually forget what the Beamos look like in Skyward Sword. That's one I'm gonna have to remember. Seeker of the Goddess's Guidepost. Press R to call me and guide me to my place of truth. I love it when God tells me to press the R button. I wish God could tell me to press the R button to call him. Anyway, welcome to the actual primary gimmick of Wind Waker. Escort missions. We have decided that the coolest thing we did in what's it called? Ocarina of Time was the moment where you carried around Princess Ruto on her on your head. And we've now made it so that people can walk behind you and you can also do that. This is going to be the, like, prevailing gimmick of the rest of the dungeons for the rest of the game. Yep. Have you ever played Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg? I have! I never beat it, but I got that game when I was about 7? I think I was 7 when I got Billy Hatcher. But, I very explicitly remember getting Billy Hatcher after I got Mario Sunshine because it was very notably similar, and I was, like, doing stuff in Billy Hatcher and pointing at the screen, and my dad was also pointing at the screen and just like, oh, that's like Mario Sunshine. Huh. Yeah, I never beat it because I was 7 and I was stupid, and by the time I could beat it, I destroyed the disc because I was 7 and I was stupid. Such is the case of a lot of, like, my oldest GameCube games. Like, all the GameCube games I still have are not the first copies I had as a kid. I was not careful at all with my GameCube games growing up. Yo, markings to indicate specific directions? Thinking about... oh, right. Thinking about the God telling you to do something thing reminds me of how Billy gets guidance at the start of levels in that game. Yes! I do remember. I do remember there just being like a voice and like shining light, I think. I think I remember something like that, kind of vaguely, while everything's still covered in darkness. My kin wait beyond the doors, control them and guide them to their places of truth to open the path to the gods. Failing will make me God. We will go to heaven. Hey, buddy! I like the laugh of the, I forget the name of the skull enemies, but I really like the laugh that they do. Lava bubbles. Whoa! I also, like, really appreciate how the grappling hook always gets use in this game. Anyway, I press the R button and I call the funny little guy. So I can get over that gap myself, but the funny little guy can't. Which is why we learned the main gimmick for the rest of the game, which is possession. That's right. The seagull possession that you could do at the start of the game carries over to everything else. I can now possess statues. I don't know why they decided that this Link's main special ability that he can do that other Links can't is possession. But that is, like, very consistent. No other Link can do this. But this Link is just like, yeah, no, I can possess guys with my funny stick. Oh, it's a hey listen from the boat. Don't ask why you can talk through the stone. Dunk, it is I, the King of Red Lions. I'm afraid there are some areas to which you will not be able to bring the servants of the tower. But do not fear leaving them behind. Once you have awakened them, they will wait patiently for your return. Of this, I assure you. The game remembers, says the King of Red Lions. The game will not forget where you put your guys. Which, to be fair, in the year of our Lord 2002, is an understandable concern to have about the way things work. A lot of games, as soon as you leave a room, will just respawn things to their original spots. Anyway. What if I went this way? Looks at Mario Odyssey. Koizumi, you fucking hack. What are you talking about? The dinosaur always has to go back to its one spot. Fuck yeah! It's time for my favorite enemy type in the Zelda series. Because I really liked fighting the Darknuts in Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, but these guys are fucking sick. So these are Darknuts, and Darknuts have different fighting styles depending on how much armor you've taken off. But also, like, it's like your one real, like, sword fighting opponent. If you're able to expose their head, they become susceptible to item use, which means that if I bring out the boomerang as well, I can stun them with the boomerang. You can grab Knight's Crests from them with your grappling hook. But also, it's the opponent where you're most likely to get your parry commands. And they also have a pretty big fucking sword that's not that bad to use, actually. If a bit slow. You're better off just chucking it at them. But also, if you hold the B button in front of them, you can challenge them. Darknuts are a really cool enemy type in this game, and they, like, the game treated it like a really cool mini-boss, but, like, pretty immediately you are going to be fighting multiple of those guys, and that's where Darknuts really shine, is, like, the fact that, like, you're often having to wait for them to make the first move, or get around them in some way to, get past their armor, mean that they are, like, real menaces when you are also having to deal with moblins and whatever other enemies you run into. That leads into some really tense scraps that make full use out of, like, basically your entire combat arsenal in this game. Speaking of which, we got the bow. Actually, yeah, put it like this. There we go, there's my battle move set for now. Be gone. Holy shit, did you know that if you shoot eyes in the walls, then it does a thing for you? Did you know that this is a Zelda game? It's crazy. Whoop! Ah, oh, not quite. Oh, really? 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 Come on. No! That's just kind of annoying. Oh no! I hear a noise. Oh. They better not get me. They better not get me. There we go. Alright, now we can carry our funny little Ruto stand-in. Yep. Okay, so we've got that one path, which is the rest of the dungeon. But now that we got the bow, I do want to go back and get those chests that we missed. There's actually two. There's one all the way back at the starting section. Hello, Lion King. Because in this room here... Oh, hello. Bye. In this room right here, there was another one of those eye things. And also you can just see on the map. Because we've got the... oh my god, are you serious? Actually getting smoke screened, goddamn. It's treasure chart. I hate that I can't speed this text up. Come on. Hey fellas, how's it going? What if I shot you in the eye? Damn, that's crazy. Oh. Bye. It's just occurred to me that the boat cruising speed is like the exact same, if not slower, than Link's normal swimming speed. That's kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure, now that I've got bow and arrow. Yes. Don't ask why I shouted. Oh my god, I gotta do this again. Fuck you. I wasn't expecting these things to not remember where they were. That's annoying. Bro. Wait, I'm being stupid. I don't need to press them. They actually are still working. Jesus Christ. There we go, that's more like it. What the fuck is this for? Whatever. No. Right, and there was one in here. Oh, well, 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 if it isn't the motherfucker himself. Whiz robes. Come on. Link. What? Oh my god. Why was I so slow? That was so weird. Whatever. Yo, it's these things. Bombs. You want them? It's yours, my friend. They're delicious. Oh, what? Really? Really? That's all I get for that? All I get for remembering that is a joy pendant? Come on! Save himself a little bit of time. Alright, now we can get back to progress. Only cost about 5 minutes to be fair. It's just annoying to have to remember. Anyways, I'm pretty sure... Yes, down here. Oi! Perish. Jeez, really? Oh my god. You gotta be so precise. There we go. Yo, it's these guys again. Oh, okay. Hey. Designs that reflect wind are drawn here. Remember The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? We've got this brand of puzzle again. I'm not interested. Yo, treasure! Suppose it deserved that. Yeah, these guys aren't anything particularly special, to be fair. Literally just... After 2 jumps, they will open their mouth and stay still, and you just chuck a bomb at them. Like, you can make them open up earlier by shooting an arrow into their eye, but it's every 2 jumps anyway. So you're better off, like, I find it easier to just wait for that timing. Here we go, this section. I'm pretty sure I want you for here. Yes, absolutely. I don't care for the placements of that lava bubble, I should probably just snipe it. Really? Alright, there we go. Just save a little bit of time. Oh, you... Jesus Christ, Link! That was close. I mean, never in doubt. Easiest shit in my life. I'm so smart. I'm the smartest. There we go. Oh, I thought that was something over there. Oh my god, Link, why do you need momentum to roll? You didn't normally need that. Oh my god, he bounces! I wasn't expecting to bounce. And now I'm out of magic power, so I can't do that again. Oh my god. I'm having a really bizarre time remembering that I can't actually, like, just use the roll to get my acceleration to 100 straight away. And that if I roll when I'm moving slow, it actually bucks up my speed entirely. Alright. There we go, there's the treasure chest I wanted. Whew. And there we go, another joy pendant. I'd like my magic power back. Oh, Link hates it! Ugh! Ugh! It tastes gross! Couldn't wait to get rid of that blue potion. Ugh! Right, and now we've got scale puzzles. Get up there, I gotta throw these guys down there so that they weigh more than me. Ha. So I remember there was a time where this room kind of stumped me a little bit because I didn't know how to like get past this, and all I know is that I can press this to turn it off, but if I move away from it, it goes back on, and there's nothing for me to actually press it on, and I'm not close enough to the guide to call him. So I remember this room stumping me for a little bit. Turns out the actual solution is remember the paraglider. It is a very loud sound on those lasers, yeah. Anyway, with the power of calling a friend, I can now perform horrific acts of possession. And there we go. Ugh. So, this is gonna be a weird pull. But for sound and the design of the fucking whiz ropes in this game, that, like, the weird synth sound as they're summoning themselves is very similar to the sound that's played by the fucking... I don't know if anyone in chat or anyone watching has played this, but there was a Scooby-Doo game on the GameCube. I think it was like Fright of a Thousand Nights or something like that. Another game that I had as a kid and then never beat and then destroyed the disc before I could beat it. There we go. But yeah, that was a whole thing. And in that game, there's a fight you have against the witch doctor, the definitely not questionable problematic Scooby-Doo villain. And the whiz ropes in this game remind me of the witch doctor because of that game. Because in that game, he makes a very similar kind of like wow 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 kind of sound when he does magic. So anyway, in this essay, this is the reason why I will point out that the whiz ropes in this game are problematic. Yo. Triangles. Did you know? Triangles. Now the room's pink. From one pink room to another, we have made it here. Can't get through that door. What's behind here? It's another set of 3 switches and 2 of these funny guys. So we're doing this puzzle again. Big key get. And I'm pretty sure that, like, that's everything now. I can just go to the end of the dungeon. Oh. After I deal with these fuckers. So, with me as a kid not knowing that I could aim and, like, I could lock onto an enemy and move and shoot at the same time with a bow and arrows, my way of dealing with those guys was to just circle around the back of them and pray that I could just, like, poke at them with the sword. Made them a bit of a nightmare to fight. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna want my bombs for this. Tell you what I actually want. What I want is the grappling hook. Because these guys, that make the annoying bird noises. If I can get him to, like, approach. Okay, there you are. Feathers. Be gone. Link, why did you turn around? I didn't mean to do that. Kind of shocked that it didn't get hit by the explosion radius there. Anyway. No! I was like a frame too late. This game sucks. Alright, let me just make sure. And yeah, there we go. All chests. We're done. Didn't stretch. Done well to find your way to this place, oh chosen one. Accept this final challenge. Hey kid, have you ever played Star Fox 64? You really should. It's pretty good. It's the Nintendo staple. Everyone's favorite hands and face boss fight. There we go, open up. Though, similarly, I did not know that I could lock onto a guy and shoot in my first playthroughs of this game. So this boss fight used to be a nightmare, because I'd have to stand in place and shoot him like this. But, really, he's just a even bigger version of those one statue enemy that you just shoot to death until they open up. There's really not much else going on here with this boss fight other than the spectacle of, yo, it's big hands and feet boss fight. And like the room does a lot of cool things. There we go. Oh my god. I'm gonna run out of arrows. Help. Thank you. Ah, come on. Oh no, this is bad. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. Do some sick backflips, Link. Thank you for sneezing out more arrows for me. It's very cool that you do that. Oh my god. Whoa! Ah, come on. There we go. The path can now be opened. Oh, chosen one, what will now come to pass is tied to your fate, to the path that you have chosen. Go forward with caution. Oh cool, I can leave! Yay! Thank you for sneezing out a hot container, big guy. yeah, interesting god robot, I guess. Which now brings us to the top of a tower and a very suspiciously shaped bell ringer. Off I go. You have done well, Dunk. It would seem the gods have acknowledged you to be a true hero. But this does not mean your trials have ended here. Once you take your first step into the world beyond the ring of light you see shimmering in the waves before you, your true trial will begin. Are you ready, Dunk? And so Link sank below the waves, never to be seen again. Oh, weird, I can breathe. Sure, alright. I love that expression. There's something I like about how kinda crappy that choir sample sounds, and I do think it's intentional. You're probably wondering where we are, aren't you? Unfortunately, there is not enough time for me to explain it to you now. Once you are able to strike down Ganon with the item you obtain in this castle, all will be made clear to you. Trust in my words. See what awaits you in the castle! Anyway, I have entered a black and white zone. Fun fact, in the HD version of this game in the Wii U, instead of a black and white zone, it's sepia tone zone. That's just an interesting change more than anything. Anyway, don't worry about the funny moblin. Everything's fine. There's just, you know, moblins having a grand old time. And some dark nuts for good measure. Got some guys. Don't worry about. Don't look too. Don't look too closely, and just admire the funny statue of whoever the fuck this guy could be. Don't know why he'd wear something like. Oh.
Hey.
All right, Dunk. I'll need you to listen to me for a moment. The item you seek is somewhere hidden in this castle. To find it, you must find the entrance to the basement. But that entrance has been blocked by a mighty threshold, firmly sealed to prevent evil from ever gaining access. Do you know where to search, and what you must do to open the hidden way? You will find a clue in the shape of the herald near where we arrived at the castle. Gee. I wonder if that has anything to do with these things. But yeah, who the fuck knows who this guy could be? Anyway. Alright. 17 years of progress has come to this. It's time for me to perform barrier skip. First try! Never mind. I have no idea what the, what the actual sequence of events is to perform barrier skip, but I do find it fascinating that, like, if you can get past that barrier, you can just go to the end of the game. Anyway. I wonder what the clue with the shape of the herald could possibly be. With these weird triangle-shaped blocks in this weird triangle-shaped pattern. So it took me a stupidly long time, actually, to understand that the side in which you grab the triangle blocks actually dictates which way you push and pull it. Because obviously, like, they can rotate in multiple different ways. So if I grab on this side, that means that I pull this side towards me. Which is what gives me control. Yo, the triangles sank into the triangles? That's crazy. You know what would be cool? If rather than the moblins coming to life, that giant statue of whoever the fuck that guy comes back to life. Didn't mean to grab that. Come on. Before I go into the center, who do we have here? Some weird fish person. Weird, never seen fish people before. Cool beard. Oh, hey. He looks kinda like the funny guy at the top. Who could that be? Funny Pig Man. Yo, Rockman? Cool beard. I'm not sure. I can't come up with anything funny for Impa. Very funny face, though. What could it all mean? What could it all mean in this one room? Excellent, Dunk. To perceive such a puzzle and decipher it is no small feat. Now, take the sword that lies before you. It is none other than the Master Sword, the blade of evil's bane. It is the only sword that can banish Ganon from the world above. I'm very sorry, Orca. I don't have room for two swords. I am going to have to throw your sword away. Oh no, is that Z fighting? Is that Z fighting on the Triforce? No way. Is that an emulation quirk of the Switch Online service, or is that in the original game as well? I'll have to look that up. Anyway. Shoutouts to the castle theme from A Link to the Past. Oh no, they came to life. Fine though, I now have a cool sword that matches my shirt. Whoa! Love that face. I love the expression of Link just going, oh! Oh shit! This feels good! What's going on? This is great! Anyway, now we can see him in, like, color and clarity. So, yeah, really cool, stained glass mural art of the Six Sages. Even including the signs of the medallions on top of them. I just think that's a cool detail. Anyway, yeah, now I've got the Master Sword. It's, kinda looks more like a Master Dagger at the moment. It's really funny how they had to size the Master Sword down to fit little Dinky Link here. But I do actually quite like how the handle and the scabbard actually suit Link's normal outfit more than the green he'd normally be wearing. Anyway, this is one of my favorite parts of the game, because it's just a whole fucking big-ass room with nothing but moblins and darknuts. Remember how I told you that you normally have to fight these fuckers in groups? We're acting on that a lot quicker than a game would normally be doing this. And it's just as a flex of how strong the Master Sword is, because these guys, the Master Sword I'm pretty sure does double the damage of the normal sword. I'll take this. Die. Yeah, like, the funny robot god in the Tower of the Gods is not the boss. The boss of that whole set piece is this section right here. Because it is just a massive room filled with nothing but, like, the toughest enemies you've faced so far. Thankfully, they're not all aware of you at once, so you can kind of take your time and even stealth it out if you have to. There we go. Nope. Ah, I thought I could knock him into the bomb. I was trying to go for some set play, but it wasn't happening. Hey buddy, how's it going? Give me your skull. Thank you. Hey buddy. Oh no! What if I chuck a jar in? Oh, hello! I can't believe that worked. Now, this room is like a really good showcase of how, like, the simplistic combat for Wind Waker really makes it so that, like, doing group fights with the lock-on style can lead to some really satisfying encounters, because, like, you really need a grasp of all of your tools to make the most out of a big group fight like this. And combining that with how, like, crazy powerful your parry skills are, You know what? I would rather focus on you. Whoa! Ah, I thought I dodged out of the way of it. Pop. Hey, buddy. No! Nice! Also, friendly fire is a thing that you can interact with. There we go. Oh, I've already got you on Knight's Crest. Sit down for a second. Also really interesting is that enemies can pick up other enemies' weapons. He doesn't have to be using his big sword, he can also try and use the spears that the moblins use. Like, a lot of the dynamism that you see in Breath of the Wild's combat does actually kind of start here. And it's really interesting to see in retrospect. I want to do the Helm Splitter. Whoop! Thank you. I thought I could, I knew that the Moblin was rounding up to hit me with something. I thought I could get him with a spin. It's fine. Okay. Wake up game. Hey, buddy. Thank you. The really funny thing about the boomerang in this is, especially for moblins, you could just stunlock them to death. I'm gonna head off. Apparently I'm in high demand today. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Looking forward to hearing what else you managed to get done today. Nice, fair enough. I'm glad you were able to show up. Ooh. And for anyone that was remembering the whole thing with the Knight's Crest, this is also a fantastic place to grab as many Knight's Crests as you can. Because you need 10 of them to bring to Orca for something special. Sorry, Moblin, you have been introduced to the concept of Oki. Yeah, Moblins are kind of interesting to fight even in late game because they're a lot more willing to block than most enemies. And you also, like, you don't get a parry timing on, like, quite a few of their attacks or pokes that you can't really get a full parry on. Which means that you either need to play a lot more defensively to get around them, or you use your items. Whereas the Dark Nuts are kind of the opposite way around, where, like, you are going to want to just use your sword, for the most part, until you get rid of their armor. But every one of their swings is parryable, which means you can just play the waiting game with them and get a good reward out of it. I would like to focus on this pumpkin. Whoa, woo! And if you get enough stray swings on... Oh shit! The Moblin just killed the Dark Nut for me. Fantastic. Anyway. I was hoping to combo swing it, but it was already dying. Oh, that was the last one too. Yeah, no, I love that segment because it is a really good showcase for how this game's combat really shines when you are dealing with big groups of really tough enemies. Anyway, now we get a full color picture of that guy. Ow. And oh wait. Interesting. And these guys, who absolutely none of them look like anyone that we have met before. %. Anyway. At long last, our preparations are complete. You must return to me, so that we can return by the same path that brought us here. The time has come to save your sister from her prison in the Forsaken Fortress. Hurry, Dunk! Right, and now, our final destination is indeed the Forsaken Fortress. And we're already sailing northwest, how about that? Game design. Though, I think I'm going to be... Oh, wait. I want to find a fish for this island. This is a new island. And a new island means a new fish. And fish are good. Annoyingly, though, he's like the exact opposite direction of where I would like to see him. So I've got to sort of like pump the sail to get to him. There we go. Hi, small fry! Yeah, I've heard. I take you on a chart information. I know the thing to give me the thing. It's the Tower of the Gods. I've done a fish fortune on you, small fry, and from what I can tell, it looks like you're fated to come to this place many times. And the keys that control that fate are none other than the lucky items known as the Triumph Forks. Yeah, they're some sort of magical utensils. If you want to learn more about the Triumph Forks, talk to that guy Tingle. That's what the fish fortune told me. Now, I know I may only be a fish, but my fortune telling is uncannily accurate. You'd better believe it, small fry. And that's all the info I got to offer. Bye. And yeah, there it is. The ultimate like hint towards progress is from you talking to the fish, because that is the most that's probably like the major part of the next segment of the game. Not this segment, but once we're past this segment, that advice from the fish is like absolutely paramount above all else. Windfall over there, we got Tingle over there. Yeah, if I sail past Tingle Island, then there'll be a few places that I can grab in terms of like new islands to mark on the map. Because again, it's just very good to mark as many new islands as you can as you're playing through this, section, which is, again, it's very guided, but it's guided in a way that gives you, like, ample opportunity to, explore, and mark your territory. Bro, you are absolutely tanking the vibes right now. Get out of here. It's the Tinkle Man himself. Right, so if I go west 1 square, then basically every island I run into between now and the Forsaken Fortress will be new. You know what, actually? That's my focus island right there. Which, to be fair, is directly in the path that we need to be going. Wait, is that? No, that's the Forsaken Fortress. I thought I saw a fucking ghost ship for a second there, but we're not at that part of the game yet. I might want to risk it for a biscuit. Hey, buddy! Hi, small fry! Yeah! Gimme! They say that inside the ring of rock that makes up the perimeter of that island, there lives an incredibly beautiful fairy. But the thing is, nobody's ever met her. Supposedly, the only way you'll ever meet her is to take a ride on a whirlwind and drop inside that rock perimeter from the sky above. Doesn't sound easy, Fry. Well, how about that? There's a whirlwind right here. What if we hitch a ride on the whirlwind? And maybe take the advice of the other fish and do a thing that goes quick. Foolish creature who does not fear the gods! To the end of the sea with you! Let the winds of Cyclos' wrath blow you away! Yeah, so that one's a bit funky because the wind obviously fucks with your aiming quite a big way. You can kind of see the way it wobbles your arm as you're shooting. That's a heck of an arm you got there! And what an eye! No one's ever been able to spot me in there before now. You obviously have mastery of the air. And now that you've established that you're quite the Wind Waker, let's see if you can handle this! It's the Ballad of Gales. Woohoo! In the hands of a Wind Waker like you, my adorable little cyclones will be as happy as can be. If you need to move like the wind over the ocean deeps, just call on my cyclones. Well, I guess I'll head home for now. See you on down the road. And just like that, I have finally unlocked fast travel. We'll get to that in a little bit though. Because right now we have progress to make in an area that I do not have fast travel to. Bombs? I don't want these. We've got some very appropriately stormy weather as we're approaching the Forsaken Fortress here. I had to point it out, didn't I? Just immediately calms down as soon as I mention it. Man. I just want things to be hype. Come on. That's fine. Oh. Oh, weird loading screen for some reason. Right, and I believe what I'm going to want here so this kind of feeds into a trope that I've always loved in any form of media, but especially games, is areas that you've had a massive amount of trouble with, and a boss or a character that either gave you a massive amount of trouble or outright kicked your ass. And then, like, a dozen hours later, you get the fucking run back. Because last time we came here, we had no sword, and we got tossed out like a fucking ragdoll. Ganon has likely been made aware of our little incursion already. But you have the Master Sword! That sword shall shine in the darkness, casting back evil. With it in your hands, none can keep you from rescuing your sister. Do not be afraid! Yeah, last time we came here, we had no sword, and immediately got tossed out like ragdoll as soon as we made it anywhere. Now, it is time to fucking storm this place. And what better way to test that than with this motherfucker? Ah, too early! Bro! Whoa! I fucking love the music for this fight, by the way. I'm sure it's obvious. Phantom Ganon. And the other music that plays for this Phantom Ganon fight is a mix of both Ganon's Link to the Past boss theme and his Ocarina of Time boss theme. It's really good. We didn't get to hear much of it because we just kind of fucking stormed it, but spoiler warning, this is not the only time we'll be fighting him, so I will make sure to showcase that music a little bit more next time. But what we do have is a giant fucking hammer. And you know what's really cool about a giant fucking hammer? Is that you see these little annoying freaks. And you can just fucking baseball swing them. Hey, buddy! So yeah, it doesn't really tell you when, like, going over the control thing, but with the Skull Hammer, there's two swings you can do. You can either just do a neutral swing, which has you swing straight down, just fucking crush these guys, or if you do a swing to the side, then you will, like, by holding left or right as you're swinging, then you do a big side swing, which lets you just fucking baseball swing these idiots. Also, its actual use cases, smacking down those stakes over there, it's its only real use case outside of thing. It's the only reason why you'd want to use this over your sword, other than, I play Monster Hunter, I'm a hammer main. This is what I do. Yeah, fundamentally very similar to the hammer in Ocarina of Time. But to be fair, in Ocarina of Time you couldn't do the baseball swing, which means that this hammer has like an infinite amount more sauce. Also, we already did the full dungeon crawl here, so, like, the only thing... Oh, hey, right. I have all my items, which means just do this. We don't need to worry about the bottom section with the stealth, and we don't even need to worry about the big jumpy over sections at the top. We can just run and just keep running. There's nothing stopping us tonight. It's really satisfying to just absolutely tear through this place after how much of a kind of nightmare it was. Bye! Hey, buddy! It's so funny every time. Every time I fucking love it. It even works as a backswing. Oh, hello. Didn't mean to do that. That being said... Sidle over this one real quick. So, originally, I didn't really showcase this, but originally, in when you first go over the this place, if you don't get rid of all the searchlights before you get to this top area, because there's nothing stopping you from getting to the top area without the searchlights, but if you don't get rid of the searchlights, then all of these bomb cannons will be trained on you, which means as you're sidling across this wall, you'll just get bombed off the wall. However, this is a Link, like, a dozen hours in. We don't need to worry about sidling across the wall. The winds are literally in our favor. Hey, buddy. Get out of here. Turn into purple mist. And there we go, just like that. Just absolutely crushed compared to the first time through. It just feels really satisfying. And more than that is what's coming up next. Okay, no bird. Let's go. Big brother! Oh hey, and it's the other girls that got kidnapped. The ones from Windfall. You're okay! I was worried.
Hi.
The cell won't open that easily. There you go, acting before you think, as usual. I swear, do you even realize that we had to draw that monster bird off for you? It was about to come flying in here after you again. Oh. That's odd. Where did you get that? Are you... Is it even possible? How could it be? Well, never mind about that. For now, we'll just take these girls. I'm sure their fathers back in town will pay a handsome reward for their return. Oh, off they go. I'm so sorry to interrupt such a heartwarming reunion. But isn't there still something that you need to take care of? If you're worried about your sister, don't be. I promise I'll deliver her safely back to your little island. There's something really funny about this particular shot because Link's not really looking at Tetra, Link's just looking directly into the camera here. And I just think that's funny. Normally, I'd expect a huge reward for something like this, but this time it's my treat. Listen, Errol, your brother still has some things to take care of. Big, important, grown-up things. He'll be back soon, so you just wait nice and quiet until he returns, okay? Oh, big brother.
Miss Tetra, we have to hurry. The bird will be here any second.
Gonzo! Excellent, you're just in time. Take this one for me.
Ah! Oh, she's
fine. Just do as you're told. No! Just that defeated face from Link is so good. Dunk, we'll be back. I swear it. Anyway, we are mentally prepared now. And we have a big cool sword. It's time for the run back. Hey, buddy. I'm just gonna ignore you real quick. Oh no, green one. Just gonna ignore you as well. Whoa. It's the dungeon item. Bird down. Never mind. Bird up. Where are you? Oh, hello. How's it going? Come on. Whoa! Oh! So yeah, it's almost like to make up for how simplistic and easy the Tower of the Gods fight is, that it's immediately followed up by a really, like, intense mood rush. And is then also followed up by the Helmeron King, which, again, not exactly a super hard boss by any means, but the spectacle's hit. And it's also very much carried by, I want this bird fucking down. The music really helps as well. I really like the music for this fight. Oh no! There you go. Whoop! Come on, land. You're really not willing to land, are you? That's the thing, there's not much that I can do about it right now. It flies too far away to reliably hit it with arrows. Not to mention, it's got that mask that needs the skull hammer to break it. I just realized I think it's appropriate. Come on. Alright, here we go. I got the power of God and my grandma on my side. You stole my sister. Sit the fuck down. My sword is glowing with the power of God. Whoop. Also, it's subtle, but you've probably noticed now we're in phase 2 of this fight, the music is built up a little bit. There's more instruments in. Come on. Got ya! Cannot stop me. I had the power of God and Grandma on my side. You can bird up all you want. And hey, 2 hot containers in very quick succession. That's kind of wild. Anyway, yeah, no, cool detail for when you drink the funny soup from your grandma. Your soul gets a golden glow to it to signify the double damage. It's been a while, boy. You've done well to sneak into my fortress and wriggle your way all the way up here. I suppose the least I can do is commend you for your reckless courage. My name is Ganondorf, and I am the master of this forsaken fortress. I fucking love this Ganon design. It's so clean. By the way, boy, when you drew that sword of yours out of its pedestal, did you by chance notice how all of the monsters frozen in time down there suddenly began stirring again? Do you understand precisely what that means? I highly doubt you do. Foolish child. While that sword is indeed the blade of evil's bane, at the same time, it has long played another role. You see, it is also a sort of key. A most wretched little key that has kept a seal on me and my magic intact. By withdrawing the blade, you have broken that seal. Okay, but like, what if I stab you really hard? Ah, shit. You cannot defeat me with a blade that does not sparkle with the power to repel evil. What you hold is useless, but my blade's literally sparkling with the power of my grandma! No! Go back to the world below and tell that to the pathetic fools who made this blade. Its power is gone, and its edges are dull. Oh, it's Tetra. She fucking squirreling about. Don't get up! Oh no! Stop! Let me go! You pathetic little sea rat! Huh? A Triforce of power is resonating! Ah! At long last I have found you! Princess Zelda! What? What are you talking about? I don't know any Zelda. Feigning ignorance will gain you nothing! Tell me, if you are not Zelda, then why do you have this fragment of the Triforce? Oh. Bud up. Hey, Kamali got his wings. Look at him go. Extreme Bud up. What if we just burn Ganon to death? Why did no one try this before? What if we just burned Ganon to death?
It's all right, Dunk. She has merely lost consciousness.
Your sister has escaped the Forsaken Fortress with the pirates. You can relax. She's safe now.
Lord Valoo, you arrived not a moment too soon. We are deeply grateful. Still, it is too soon for us to relax. Ganon cannot be destroyed by such simple means as wrath and fire. I am aware of this, yet I thought our first priority should be to separate these two from Ganon's grasp. I see, and I agree. Very well then, we are counting on you.
Now, Ganon can't be defeated by the power of wrath and fire, nor can he be defeated by the power of God and Grandma. What the fuck else can we use?
Dunk, I will explain things later. Now we must return to the world beneath the sea.
Yo. I love this sassy little pose from Link. This is great. Oh, you're totally right. We need a gun. We're missing a gun. Oh, ow. Dunk, you're alright? What is this place? Hey, and Ganondorf, what happened to him?
Hey! Dunk, what are you doing? You must come now to the room where you got the Master Sword!
Who is using that stone? Just who are you? Dunk and I are the only ones who could speak through this stone. How dare you use what's not yours? And we finally get this brought up. I love that, because we're playing as Link, and Link's fucking stupid, there is no thought about, how it's weird that the King of Red Lions can use this stone until Tetra brings it up.
Your name is Tetra, correct? You must come with Dunk to see me at once!
Huh. Well, don't you sound important? Fine, we're on our way. Just hold your horses, whoever you are. Dunk, what are you waiting for? You heard the stone. You're supposed to show me how to get to where our voice is. Okay. Are you him? Are you the one who was speaking through my stone without my permission? Answer me!
That stone is an enhanced version of the gossip stones long spoken of in the legends of the Hyrulean royal family. I am the one who made it.
You made it? The royal family's gossip stone? I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Have neither of you heard the tales? Tales of a kingdom spoken of in the legend of a great hero. The place where the power of the gods lies hidden. This place where the two of you now stand is that kingdom. This is Hyrule. And I am its king, Daphnis Nohansen Hyrule. Dunk, do you not recognize my voice? Indeed, I am the one who guided you here. I am the King of Red Lions. There was no need for me to reveal my true identity to you, so long as that blade, the Master Sword, could defeat Ganon. But now, both of you must listen to me. Once, long ago, this land of Hyrule was turned into a world of shadows by Ganon, who sought to obtain the power of the gods for his own evil ends. My power alone could not stop the fiend, and our only choice was to leave the fate of the kingdom in the hands of the gods. When the gods heard our pleas, they chose to seal away not only Ganon, but Hyrule itself. And so, with a torrential downpour of rains from the heavens, our fair kingdom was soon buried beneath the waves, forgotten at the bottom of the ocean. Yet all was not lost. For the gods knew that to seal the people away with the kingdom would be to grant Ganon's wish for the destruction of the land. So, before the sealing of the kingdom, the gods chose those who would build a new country, and commanded them to take refuge on the mountaintops. Those people were your ancestors. Hundreds of years have passed since then. So long as Ganondorf was not revived, Hyrule would remain below, never waking from its slumber. Tetra, come to me. This necklace you wear is part of a sacred treasure called the Triforce of Wisdom, which has been passed down for many ages within the royal family of Hyrule. It would have been real cool if we could see that necklace. Your mother passed this down to you and instructed you to treasure it and to guard it with your life. Am I not correct? The Triforce of Wisdom is none other than the secret power of the gods that we have kept from Ganon's clutches for so many long years. The gods placed upon your ancestors the task of protecting it from evil's grasp. You too must abide by the laws of the past. And so the time has come for me to teach you the fate into which you were born, the very reason that you live.
I was about to bring up that there's a lot of Link to the Past references in this particular part of the game, and then I realized that this is like the first time we've really been able to see like properly detailed Hyrule castles since Link to the Past. So, my fate. Why am I white?
You are the true heir of a royal family of Hyrule, the last link in the bloodline. You are Princess Zelda.
Zelda? I'm a princess? Why is my hair green?
You are confused, aren't you? I suppose such is to be expected. Dunk, I am terribly sorry that you have been caught up in these events. But now that it is known that Tetra is indeed Princess Zelda, Ganon will be searching frantically for this child in an attempt to get the power of the gods that she possesses. He will not rest until he has found her. If he succeeds, my ancient kingdom under the sea will be turned into a land of shadow and despair, and so will a world you know above the waves. Dunk, I need you to lend me your strength in this dark hour. I have a suspicion about what has caused the Master Sword to lose his power. I need you to come back with me above the land, to the lands above the water, and return the power to repel evil to the Master Sword. Zelda, it is far too dangerous for you to join us in this task. Fortunately, the secret chamber is not yet known to Ganon. It is my wish that you wait here in hiding until we return. By the way, I'm a ghost. Dunk, we must go. Check out my sweet ghost tricks.
Dunk. I don't know how to say this. Everything that's happened to you and your poor sister, it's all been my fault. So sorry. Be careful. And that's the last we'll see of Tetra until the very end of the game. Which sucks, because, like, she goes from being, like, one of the more fun characters in the game, probably the most fun character in this game, to very suddenly just, well, literally locked under fucking nothing and just, like, oh no, I'm so sorry, I'm so sad, I'm so, oh no, there's nothing I can do, there's nothing you can do, I can't do anything, no. And that just kind of like, it really takes the sails, it really takes the wind out of the sails of, like, what is a really cool character. Like, if it wasn't for this whole moment, I'd say that Tetra's the, like, coolest Zelda in the series. And it's not even particularly close.
Dunk, listen well. The fact that the Master Sword lost the power to repel evil suggests to me that something has happened to the sages who infused the blade with a god's power. The sages should be here in Hyrule, in the Wind Temple to the north and the Earth Temple to the south, praying to the gods. You must head for these two temples to see what has happened to the sages and attempt to find a way to recover the power to repel evil. Unfortunately, Ganon seems to have erected some sort of magical barrier down here in Hyrule, blocking our path to the temples. But each temple should have another entrance high upon Hyrule's mountaintops, which are now islands above the sea. As always, I shall mark these places on your sea chart. Now then, if we stay here much longer, we shall draw our enemy's attention to Princess Zelda's whereabouts. We must return to the surface immediately. Skyward Sword had a very good... Skyward Sword did have a very good Zelda, to be fair, but, like... Skyward Sword Zelda is, like, a really good Zelda in for very different reasons. Like, Tetra has, like, a coolness factor to her. Like, her being a, like, pretty antagonistic pirate who sasses, like, everyone along the way, and is very matter-of-fact and blunt in her dialogue, is a really unique approach compared to most others. Skyward Sword Zelda is just, like... Skyward Sword Zelda is fucking delightful, to be fair. But, like... I don't know. It's very different. Maybe not even close... Like, saying not even close wasn't exactly the right way to put it, but still. Dunk, do you know the legend of the Hero of Time? Once, long ago, he defeated Ganon and brought peace to the Kingdom of Hyrule. A piece of the Triforce was given to the Hero of Time, and he kept it safe, much as Zelda kept hers. That sacred piece is known as the Triforce of Courage. When the Hero of Time was called to embark on another journey and left the land of Hyrule, he was separated from the elements that made him a hero. It is said that at that time, the Triforce of Courage was split into 8 shards and hidden throughout the land. Even I do not know where they rest, but this much I do know. They lie hidden somewhere in this great sea. The Triforce of Courage is the only key that will once again open the doorway to Hyrule. You must search for it. And with that, this game has opened the fuck up. Throughout the whole game, we've just been following these sea chart points. However, if we try and go to these sea chart points now, we will get blocked off by something that we don't have access to. You know what? Yeah, I think as a last thing before we finish up for today, I'm going to sail down these 4 islands, mark them all, and we'll take a look at the South Island here. The thing is, like, I'm now thinking of other Zeldas and other Zelda games, and like, it's really unfair, yet super true, that the worst, like the least interesting Zelda has ever been, I think, is Twilight Princess. But that's almost unfair because in Twilight Princess, Zelda is basically like very much replaced by Midna. But she never really has anything interesting to do other than service Midna, basically. Because, like, Ocarina of Time Zelda at least has the interesting angle of transforming into Sheik and being in hiding for 7 years. And also, like,
just going into like the way Ocarina of Time structures itself and how like kind of sad it is. The story of Link and Zelda in that game just never really gets a conclusion because of the time travel is interesting to think about. This Zelda, obviously, Tetra, really interesting and like really funny throughout. Then you get Twilight Princess. Zelda has like nothing to do until like the very, very, very end of the story. But throughout that entire game, you have Midna being the, Twilight Princess. Like, she's basically actually that game's Zelda. Then there's Skyward Sword, where Zelda is, like, just this genuinely delightfully funny character, to the point where, like, that is her being lost in Skyward Sword is more than enough motivation for the story, because of how, like, fun she is. Just being around and watching her interact with the townsfolk of Skyloft. And then you get to, like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where, like, that Zelda has her own fucking... She's very tragic in a lot of ways. Hi, small fry, let me tell you about the ice place! Yeah, and considering the fact that Midna is excellent, it makes the fact that Twilight Princess Zelda kind of has nothing to do even worse. Yeah, it really makes her stick out. And it's absolutely because one leads into the other. There's this amazing treasure hidden inside that freezing ring of ice over there. But even if you wanted it and tried to get inside, you'd just be frozen solid as soon as you approach the shore. But if you go 4 squares north and 3 squares west, you'll find the power to melt any ice, no matter how cold. Search for it, small fry. So once again, on the note of this game, really want you to take notes. 4 squares north and 3 squares west is the Mother and Child Isles. That's the one island that's, like, inassailable because you need to ride a whirlwind to get into it. Which means you can only get it once you unlock the ability to do fast travel. Alright, yeah, here we go. Just kind of wild. We'll get into that more in the next stream, though, because I think I'm going to, like, start next stream with us making the progress towards the next dungeons. I feel like this segment has been, like, it's a very nice bookend from start to end. So I think if I just, like, mark these islands here and then end on the island that we are going to be focusing on next time. I think that'll be... Oh my god, are you serious? Okay, this is ridiculous. They just keep spawning. This is the other reason why it's not worth fighting enemies on the Great Sea. The amount of, like, most of the enemies that you are going to be fighting spawn basically endlessly. Anyway, not only do we have funny fish, but oh, are you kidding me? Leave me alone. I want to talk to the fish. We've also got treasure over there. And I've got a maxed out wallet, so it's worth going for it. Hi, small fry! Yeah. Let me tell you about the Minecraft island. Let's go! Northeast of here is the Forest Haven. They say a truly unique kind of firefly is indigenous to that place. You heard of it, small fry? It emits bursts of light in 7 colors. Supposedly it's as beautiful as a rainbow. If you want to capture one, though, you'd best have a bottle to keep it in. And that's it. Bye-bye. You've already have the deluxe picture box because you're on a post-game run. Oh, this is a horrendous place to do treasure hunting. What do you mean I have to deal with 3 sharks as well? Be gone. Right, I've lost track of where that treasure was, but hey, this is the cool thing about the sea chart. Let's open up all the other sea charts that I've got access to as well. There we go, sailed past it a little bit. There we go, that should be right. Ba-bang! Oh heck, the one time it's not money that I can't, like, put in the wallet. And it's a piece of art. But hey, that's fine. Anyway, yeah, we got another funny little island here. I don't think... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to want to come back here later because there is a tree over... Actually, wait, no, I'm stupid. No, I think I can make use out of what I've got here. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Welcome to Minecraft, folks. Yo, Blue? Blue Chew Jelly! So, interesting thing, it brings the blue Chew Jellies. So all the Chew Jellies that you fight, you'll notice they're red, green, and now blue. There's also yellow ones, but the yellow ones give you red and green ones instead. Those line up with the different potion colors that you've seen in the series so far. And you can give them to a potion seller in Windfall, I believe. And if you give enough of them, he will start making potions of that color type to you, which gives you access to red potions for health, green potions for magic, and blue potions as a full heal. And like to get blue potions, you need to basically find like secret blue choo-choos across all of the Great Sea to gain access to a bottle of blue potion. All of which is completely inferior to Grandma Soup, which does the same thing, but I get 2 of them, and they give me double damage. So I could go through all of that fucking bullshit, or I could just go to Grandma's. I love my grandma. I will ruin the balance of the game to save that my grandma's fucking based. Anyway, real quick. Okay. So I think I'm expected to have the hook shot for this. Oh, I totally am. No. At the very least, I am expected to come here at endgame because that's lights for mirror shields. I don't have a mirror shield, which means I can't get that chest over there. And annoyingly, I can't mark this island as incomplete. There's no way to, like... This game's, like, desperately needing the kind of quality of life features that you see in, like, a modern Metroidvania. Because, it would be super nice if I could put a mark down here saying there's a chest I don't have access to yet. But no such thing exists. Which is why, like... This game really wants you to have a notepad and, like, just take notes physically. Because there's no other real way to keep track of everything unless you are using a strategy guide. Because inevitably, if you try and explore outside of the very deliberate straight line that the game puts you in, you get points like this, where you get to, like, half explore some islands, and then forget about them, because you think you've explored them fully. This too will pass. They will eventually fuck up. There we go. Yo, cash money? I want to keep my camera focused over there so that I can look for the fish. That's a lot of seagulls over there. I sure hope that doesn't mean we're dealing with another squid. Hi, small fry, let me talk to you about the funny seagulls! Oh wait, he actually might be talking to me about the funny seagulls. I think this is actually the hint for it. I tell you, lately no one around these waters has seen the beautiful fairy who bestows magic power. She used to live here, Fry. All anyone sees anymore are the big octos that have been appearing lately. Maybe they scared her off. Oh no! I sure hope they didn't eat her. Bye! Anyway, let's check out what's going on with all those fucking seagulls over there. Well, shit. That is indeed a big octos. Funnily enough, the one with the least amount of eyes we've ran into so far. Hello? Got him. Oh, hey, would you look at that? Oh, waker of the winds. Thanks to you, I have been freed from the beast's foul grasp. As thanks, I shall give you just a little of my power. Cool! I got double magic power now. In the place where the wind god guides you, you will find one who can grant new power to the hero's bow that you wield.
power that can freeze fierce flames and melt the coldest ice.
This is the first time that I've done this before getting the fire and ice arrows. I didn't know that she gave you this hint.
When you find you have need of such power, you must call upon the powers of the wind god. May the winds of fortune always blow across your bow.
Interesting. And they do place that, like, directly next to the Progress Island that you should be checking out. They do try and signpost this game. They really do. It's just... it's still so easy to miss if you're not, like, fully in tune with this game's mindset. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff up there. I think it might be time to go Hyoi mode. Okay, if I knew I was gonna send me this far away, like, come on, man. Hi, small fry, let me tell you about the funny island. Small fry, there's a real heavy stone head blocking the cave on that island. Don't you wonder what's behind it? Don't you want to get in there? Let me tell you a great secret. If you go north 4 squares and east 3 squares to Fire Mountain, you'll find an item that gives you the strength to easily lift anything, no matter how heavy it is. With that thing, you can lift that stone and toss it out of your way as if it were light as a feather. And that's all the info I've got to offer. If you want to hear it again, you'll have to throw some more bait. Bye. So yeah, this is where we need to go to get into the next dungeon, but as mentioned, there is a giant fuck-ass rock face that's stopping me from getting in there. And unfortunately, I can't toss it.
Hey! With the power you have now, you can neither lift nor destroy that stone. And yet, somewhere on this sea, the power to do so lies waiting for one to find it. You must seek it out.
So yeah, this is where the game starts being like really vague, unless you have been paying a lot of attention to the kind of like incidental dialogue, and mostly like going out of your way to talk to the fish on every island. Specifically, though, the islands here, and also, like, noting down what he's talking about with, hey, Fire Mountain. And when you talk to the fish at Fire Mountain, he'll start pointing you towards the Mother and Child Isles. And then when you talk to the fish at Mother and Child Isles, he'll start talking you towards, like, finding a way to deal with the cyclone. And if you can't figure it out by yourself, there is a fish somewhere here that says, hey, what if you had an item that went whip to deal with the funny cyclone man? And without all of that information, 8-year-old me thought that he kind of hit the end of the game and gave up. And so I kind of just, like, spent a whole bunch of time doing, like, random side quests and not really getting anything done. And thinking that the game was done because I beat the bird and I saved my sister and that's the objective. I thought the game just kind of, like, ended anticlimactically, because, like, some games do that. Anyway. Get a seagull up there, you get a piece of heart. It's good stuff. Right. And with that said, that is about as far as I'm wanting to take this game for today. Because it's been a very nice, clean stream. We, basically did a whole fucking lap of the, like... basically half the world, at least. Because we started at Outset Island, we went through the Triangle Islands, did the Tower of the Gods set piece, sailed our way to the Forsaken Fortress, fucking crushed it, and then we were able to make a start on, like, the end game segment, essentially, which is nice. But, yeah, with that, I am going to, yeah, I'm gonna be finishing up for tonight, because this is nice and clean. Next time I stream this, we'll be, getting more into the late game stuff. That, gonna be real? That doesn't seem real. Be gone. People don't just go into a new stream and say, hey, add me on Discord. That's not normal. Everyone knows that that's not normal. You don't do that. Alright then. Anyways, let me just get this ready, and let me just see if there's anyone that I can raid y'all over to. Ooh. Fucking banger alert. Give me a second. Alright. I'll see if there's anyone that I can raid you all on over to, and if not, then we will finish up for tonight. Oh, hey, would you look at that? Alright then. I'll raid y'all on over to Yusei Kayaba, who is currently streaming through Cyberpunk 2077. He has been going through that for a good while. And on that note, I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow, so I think my next Wind Waker stream will be next week. But outside of that, my next stream will be on Friday to line up with the Guilty Gear Strive 2.0 patch, where I'm going to try and set up a squad stream with Yusei Kayaba, and we're going to have a big old lobby with anyone in chat who's able to join, and we're going to play some fucking Strive, and you're going to see why I'm called Bad Fudge Guy. Don't worry, it's not because I'm good at Guilty Gear. Oh man. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching, and well, yeah, that's it actually. Bye-bye now.
Yo, hey dude, how you doing? Made some more progress on Wind Waker, or was it, No, it's Wednesday, so it's not Time Trial Tuesdays. I do think it's a shame we didn't talk like this earlier, though.
It's too bad we didn't talk like this earlier. Would have made things easier.
Never found the right moment. Remember waking up at Victor's not knowing about me? I'm seeing things. I'm scared.
More like Wind Waker Wednesdays. Damn, got him.
Remember you whining for smokes in the middle of the night? Complaining about not being able to kill me?
Never thought we'd make it this far.
Said you can't let down your friends.
When you said you let your friends down, did you mean Rogue?
Rogue, Alt, Carrie, Santiago.
Not all's lost yet. At least with Rogue.
Can't pretend nothing's changed over 50 years. Can't just insert myself into her life.
Come on, man, you already have.
Come on. You already have.
True that. You know, did promise her I'd take her to the movies long, long ago.
Good idea.
Call her for me. Ask if she's free some night. Thing is, you'd have to surrender control. Again.